Okay, so essential oils, I'm going to run through briefly how powerful they are, and if you use them with the Pain-Genie treatment, after the treatment especially, how you can actually magnify the effects. There's only a few companies that we recommend to get these oils from, and we'll give you details shortly about where we think you should get them, only because you have to make absolutely sure that any essential oils you use really are the real thing. So we're not talking about something from Holland & Barrett or necessarily Neal's Yard. They have to be 100% pure to do these things with them and get the right effects. So just pass that round, have a smell of that and just see whether you like that smell. And pass that round that way and just see if you like that smell. Don't look at the what's on it, just pass it round and have a look, see if you like the smell or not. Okay? So when you're passing that round, having a smell about it, let me just tell you some basic things about essential oils. It seems quite likely that in olden times, when we talked about the Bible and information we have now about Jesus was bought, what was he bought by the three kings? He was bought frankincense, gold and myrrh. Well, it seems from information that we've looked at and people have been researching it, that 2,000 years ago, what was known as liquid gold was really balsam fir. Balsam. And it's one of my favourite oils. B-A-L-S-A-M. Balsam fir. And pass that round as well, have a smell of the balsam. It's a beautiful oil. So it's very likely that he was brought frankincense, myrrh and balsam. And guess what? They were prizing the essential oils more than gold, more than silver. And because these are oils, especially the woods, were anointing oils. You anointed yourself on the pineal, the third eye and the crown chakra, and they were for healing. They were for spiritual connection, etc. But all the oils are incredibly powerful when they're the therapeutic grade ones, and all of them, to some degree, are antifungal, antiparasitic and antibacterial. So when we're talking about taking these oils in capsules and ingesting them, they have to be 100% because you can't ingest something that's made in a laboratory, and they call it organic or they call it natural. To give you an idea, the world's supply of lavender is... Thomas?
Yes.
Just trying to...
Oh, sorry.
Yes, no. The world's supply of lavender is only about 1/100th or even less now than what they sell of lavender oil. So where's the rest of it come from? They take some of the lavender, put it in the laboratory, they kind of dismantle it, etc. Yeah? Take out the active ingredients. How do they do that? They get a gas spectrometer and they look at these big peaks of the active ingredients in an oil. They take it out and they make it in the laboratory. And that means that it is not natural, it is synthetic.
But here's the problem. A lot of people are saying it's natural. And there's a lot of things out there today calling natural. And they're not organic. They're actually synthetics.
Exactly.
That is where the big mistakes have been made.
And exactly,
companies are allowed to do this.
But the issue is that the governments are allowing people now to sell something as organic and even not say there's GMO ingredients in it, depending on what percentage it is. So for example in Europe, if you're selling anything, and a food product, and there's less than 1% GM modification in it, you don't have to say anything. Guess what? In America, even more disgusting than that, or crazy, if there's less than 5% GM modification in a food, you can put on GM free.
Yeah.
Seriously. So that's like saying, I'll tell you what, I'll put 4.9% arsenic in this food, and I don't have to say there's any arsenic, I'll put arsenic free on it, you eat it.
In 10 years' time it could be 8%. This is
it's
a game
crazy.
to bring down the population of the world. That's what genetically modified is about.
It's really mad. But on the oils, let me just explain here. Now, I passed some oils around. Now, one oil was dill. Yeah? Who liked the smell of dill?
We can't remember which one it was.
Okay, one person liked the smell of dill?
The first one was beautiful.
Right, and the other one I passed around was red cedar. Now, red cedar is one of my favourite.
Yeah.
But guess what? If I had some spearmint with me, which I normally have when I pass spearmint around, as soon as you smell dill and spearmint, you know straight away they're different. one molecule goes through the blood-brain barrier, you go, oh, blimey, you know straight away, nose is the best sensor there. This is interesting. And I'm just going to do it metaphorically here. If this is dill, and this is spearmint, yeah, this would be the chemical formula, for example, of dill, and this is the chemicals formula for spearmint. Now, if you were cooking and put a bit of dill in your cooking, wonderful. What would happen if you put spearmint in? It would be awful, wouldn't it? Yeah. And if you took dill into the body, it would have a completely different effect, completely different from putting spearmint in the body. Same thing. But guess what? The chemical formulas for dill and spearmint are exactly the same. Just that one has a bit of a left-hand spin, or right-hand spin, and the other one has a bit of the other spin. But the chemical formulas are the same. So, think how easy you could be misleaded by looking at one chemical formula, not realizing that they can relate to two completely different things. Let's take it a stage further here. We do it this way. Let's say we've got
by
this.
using them, sorry for crossing here, would that give you a better sense of balance if you use both of them, no?
Well, it might well do, but the main point is they're completely different.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we just had this, for example, blue one. How could I write that chemical formula? I could write it as purple 3, yeah, red 2, and blue 1, yeah? Okay? Let me just rub this out, by the way, to get rid of these things. Now, how can I write the chemical formula?
Blue 1.
Purple 3,
Red 2.
red 2,
Blue 1.
blue 1. Is the structure the same?
No.
Completely different. And yet they're making things in laboratories now, they're calling them organic and natural, because they have the same chemical formula. But if the structure's the same, do you think they're going to be any good in the body? They're going to be diabolical, they're going to be very harmful. And that's why most of these oils have a big X on the back, so don't ingest them. Because they can really screw you up, because the structure of them is completely different. But yet they say it's perfectly okay to put them on the skin, where they travel straight in the bloodstream anyhow, and to diffuse them in the air and breathe them in. Now this is kind of a bit mad. So we're dealing with anything with essential oils, we've got to be very careful and ensure we're using the right ones. So anything we're talking about now is the information that we've found, and it can be checked out on the internet, it can be checked out in university studies, etc., and also on Young Living's website. You can check this out. So very important we get this right.
So this is why people are getting cancers and that.
Well, they're getting, you just look at GM food, the structure's different, everything, the vibration's different.
You know, like putting deodorants on
Yeah,
the
full of
arms and
aluminium
stuff.
under their arms, yeah,
Crazy.
and all these crazy things. It's just blocking things. This is the trouble.
Freezing.